which branch is it? How can I ask the question here?
Very simply.
Yeah. So what branch of the nervous system is the parasympathetic nervous system from?
Autonomic.
Okay. And what part is the ANS from? Efferent or somatic?
Efferent.
I'm sorry, efferent or afferent?
Efferent.
So what part is, I said the parasympathetic, and someone said autonomic, and then I said, okay, what branch is that from? So I'm just moving up the line. So, yep, it's part of the efferent or motor division, and then is that part of the, so the motor, is that part of the peripheral or central?
Peripheral.
Peripheral, yeah. All right. What else can I ask you guys? So know those the functions there. Yeah, know the functions of your motor input or your sensory input, your integration, and your motor output. Which neuroglia line the cerebral spinal fluid filled cavities and kind of help maneuver that cerebral spinal fluid along? What I hear? What is it? The epidermal cells. What I look for? Meninges.
That's what they're called, meninges?
No.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, what's the
Epidermal.
Epidermal. E-P-E-N-D-Y-M-A-L. E-P-E-N-D-Y-M-A-L.
Line spinal column. Line spinal column.
Do you guys have this little, did you print out your thing? It's all right here on the third page.
So yeah, know your different neuroglial
Or
cells
2B,
there.
2B type neuroglia cell, central.
Which ones are kind of the macrophages of the central nervous system? The ones that are a defense to foreign objects.
Microglial.
Microglial. Good study, I like it.
They clean up the mess.
So know that there's different ones in the periphery versus the central, but they have similar functions. Which of the, is it white matter or gray matter that is responsible for more of the integration and carries the cell bodies and more of the synapses?
Gray.
Gray. So white, that would mean that white matter is for what?
Connections.
Myelinated processes.
Yeah, has
Why not?
myelin sheaths on it, so it's better for
Why not?
moving the information over longer distances.
I'm sure you have.
So make sure you know about the, I guess for that lecture we really did hit hard on how we get a resting membrane potential and how we get this depolarization to occur, which causes the action potentials to propagate down the axons. Where do you have a graded potential? You can have them on both, yeah. Afferent and efferent.
was it called? Can you say it?
Where can you have a graded potential as opposed to a action potential? Where on the neuron?
Oh,
Let me backtrack. What is a graded potential versus an action potential?
is that the hyperpolarization?
Graded potential is the localized process of it repeating itself and dying out as it goes forward. Yep.
On dendrites.
You guys hear that? Yeah. And on dendrites. Now we're cruising.
What
Okay. So action potential is all or nothing. It does not die out, and it's along the axon. Graded potential, as it says, is graded. You can have a little one, a big one, whatever, and it will die out over a certain distance. Bigger ones will go a little bit further. Smaller ones will not go as further. And so the graded potential will also be, as was mentioned, was on the dendrites and on the cell body.
That's the part of like the hyperpolarization, depolarization of it.
Like,
not that, but
you're
that's
gonna have hyper and depolarization with an action potential as well.
Okay.
So along those lines, what is a don't mind me. What is a
He's too stressed about this test.
yeah, I haven't written it yet. Planning to do that tonight. I guess I'd have to, huh?
No, not necessarily, really. Don't feel obligated.
You can write it from the screen.
Oh, really? So
He probably will.
what causes an action potential? First off, what causes depolarization of a neuron?
Sodium.
What's happening?
It comes more positive.
Yeah, so depolarization, you're right, more positive. The inside of the cell becomes more positive, and that's because sodium, which has a positive charge, is floating inside the channels. And what kind of channels are they?
The mind.
Ligand.
Voltage gated that occur that
Feels more
provide the depolarization.
Calcium gated?
No.
Voltage gated.
So what causes the hyperpolarization or the repolarization
Negative.
after the depolarization?
Opposite.
Yep,
Negative.
so the cell's going to get more negative and go
So
back
that
to its
would be-
resting membrane potential.
Right. So that would be more of a.
It goes back to resting potential.
Yep. And what
Is that something?
is going to cause that?
The potassium.
Potassium.
Channels.
Yeah, and which way is potassium going to go?
In.
And
Out.
Out.
Because it's going to get negative.
'Cause
Potassium has a positive
Sodium goes in.
it's
charge as
potassium.
well. And so when you do have that,
So it's going to come out to become more negative.
yeah. So when you move positive ions out, that means the inside will get more negative.
With potassium and sodium, they're both positive, but the reason you have a difference is you get 3 and 2, 3 out, 2 in, or 3 in, 3 out.
As far as the resting membrane potential, I think is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So with the sodium potassium pumps, yeah, you get 3 sodium out with 2 potassium in at the expense of an ATP.
Three sodiums out?
Yeah, it goes opposite direction.
Oh.
Let me show you a slide on that. Yep. So this is my little slide here to show. Remember this one for the resting membrane potential? We have
Yes.
so we have our potassium channels here,
That goes back.
and these will just and sodium, and this is for the resting membrane potential only. So remember that potassium can freely leak out, and we're going to have more of an influence of the potassium here. And so that's why it's going to be mostly negative. If it was just for the